What's your favorite scary movie?
We have such sights to show you.
Mountains!
All you ever learn is my desire.
My name is Frankenstein!
Batman's gone mad!
Oh, no tears, please. It's a waste of good suffering.
See this? This is my boomstick!
I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice creamed business.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
It's alive! It's alive!
Here's Johnny. I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash your brains. There are certain rules that one must abide by in order to successfully survive a horror.
Welcome back to another episode of the Fright Flick FMK podcast. Hey, hope you all had a good week. If you're listening to this, this should be Friday, another week down. It's time to enjoy the weekend, kick back. For our favorite time of the week, we all get to sit down now around the table, grab our drinks, grab our smokes, and we get to talk some shit about a horror movie. This one is, here's what happened, people. Here's what happened. I know this is this is the best time of the year. You know, the fall's moving in, Halloween, trick or treat. It's a good time, best time of the year. Love it. And so I was thinking to myself, I said, "Hey, Jay, what we're gonna do this week?" I almost took the week off. I was kind of like, well, I did one last week. I may take a week off, but then, you know, I'm retired. You know, I do have time. And so kind of like, well, shit, you know, we're coming up on that good time of the year. I'm thinking, I was like, maybe I want to find something kind of Halloweeny, trick or treaty. You know, I wanted to find something for the suit the time of the year. And I went on, and in my mind, I'm going, I want to find what I would like to find is I would like to find a movie that's one of those movies you can just kind of put in and play every year. You know, there's certain movies that come out in Halloween, Christmas time, and so there's certain movies that everybody that like that I'm watching that during that time of the year. There's just certain movies like for me, one of my big ones is come Christmas time is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. That is the one movie that gets watched every single year. So I'm thinking, I'm like, hey, I would like to find a different Halloween movie I'm looking for my go-to. One of those movies that every year when that time of the year comes around, you know, I'm looking forward to it. Like, holy shit, like here we are, you know, Halloween time, Charlie Brown's Pumpkin Patch, whatever the fuck that thing was called. But, you know, one of those, that's what I was in my mind. I'm like, that's what I'm going to find. I'm going to find it. And I went on a mission. Hold on. Let me grab our drinks. Everybody grab your drinks. That's a Gentleman Jack break for all you new folks. For all you new folks that just got here, maybe don't realize what's going on right now, sitting around looking around the room like, where the fuck did I just step in at? It's okay. You know, we're friendly. I get it. Look around. You know, this isn't this ain't your mama's podcast. This ain't, you know, we're not official, people. Go and clear that up right now. Nothing official about us. When we talk about horror movies, we get on here, we have a good time. Then when it's all said and done, I tell you if I want to fuck it, marry it, or kill it. So, you know, that's just how we do things around here. And so, you know, we're not fancy. We're not in depth. I don't like going into the weeds. I like just sitting around here talking shit. Just like if we was sitting across from each other right now. I almost forgot where I was going with that. I'm a little high right now, people. A little bit. So, family, you all know, you understand. But, shit, I did kind of forget where I was going with that. Anyway, my first thought that pops in my brain is the movie we're going to talk about this week. Oh yeah, I remember where I was at. Shit. I was looking for that Halloween movie. That one kind of like I was looking for one. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to talk about a movie that would be free for everybody. So I love Tubi. I'm always looking to Tubi for stuff. I love going down the rabbit hole of Tubi and just finding stuff random, whatever. And so I was like, I jumped on there. It was time to do my homework. It was time to, it was time to get in there and be like, I want to do a show this week. You know, the family is waiting for the episode, in my mind. I'm like, the family's out there. They're like, hey, man, I wonder what's going to be on Friday. And so I was like, I'm not gonna just take the week off. I got to go looking for something. I got to go looking. Got to put in the work, people. I got to put in the wrench time is what I'm looking. I'm digging into it for the few and the proud that are out there that are okay with saying, hey, I'm part of that fucked up Fright flick family, So I went on the look, people. I'm in Tubi because I said I want to find something, but I want something that everybody can just jump on and watch. So I went to Tubi because Tubi don't let me down. Tubi be just sending me down rabbit holes, and I find some good shit. I find some bad shit, but I still get to watch fucking horror. So I went on the look. I was like, man, I want to find something. I want to find one of those movies. Well, I'd be lucky enough to find one of those movies that would just, be like, hey, when that Halloween time of the year rolls around, I'm already putting comments out into the world, in the household. Oh, yeah, that time of the year. We got to watch this movie. So I was looking for that. And so I'm in Tubi and I'm looking. And I was looking for something that I hadn't seen. I'm kind of new to into the horror stuff. I got in, a little over 3 years ago, really started getting into horror. I've always kind of watched it, but was never really like, whatever. But so I've started getting into it. So there's a ton of stuff that I haven't seen, that a lot of you may have seen. And I feel sure there's some fucked up shit that I've seen that y'all ain't seen because I enjoy the fucked up shit. Now, so when I'm looking through Tubi, and hold on, everybody. Okay, let me grab my gentleman Jack. Okay, we're about to continue now. So I'm scrolling through Tubi, and I'm looking for something that's kind of that I don't recognize, that I've never seen. And so as I'm scrolling, oh, excuse me, I came across one, and I was like, man, let me look at this. And because I don't watch trailers, I don't like watching trailers of movies I watch. I try to avoid them. If it's a movie I haven't seen, I try to avoid them. So I was looking, and I just, I seen one, and I'm kind of clicking on names because I don't really, sometimes the picture doesn't give you everything. So I'm clicking on some names, and I see one rather new 2023 film. I click on it, and I kind of read it a little bit, and I seen it was like Halloween related. I'm like, okay, I want to check this out. Could this be this movie? Oh, let me go and give you the name right now, family, so y'all know what we're working with here. It's a 2023 horror film called Dark Harvest. It's on Tubi. You can stream it for free. It won't cost you nothing. So when I seen this, I seen it was Halloween related. I was like, could this be my National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation movie? Could it be? And so I'm like, hey, Halloween related. I knew it was that time of the year. I already got a couple episodes planned like for the next couple weeks that are not. And so I was like, man, it's the month of October. I want to do something kind of Halloweeny. So I get to the Tubi. I'm looking. I'm doing my work. I'm going out there knowing the family needs me. The family, it's like, when you got a family, somebody's got to provide in that family. And I feel like, that is the crown I wear to be like, the Fright Flick family needs something. And so I go out there. I go on the hunt, people. I try to find something. Maybe you all heard of it. Some of you may have. I had never heard of this Dark Harvest movie, and so I went into it. Hey, it could be the next. It could be my next one. That one movie that every year I got to watch. So we're talking about this week, family. Dark Harvest 2023. I want to give you a quick little read up on it. A little read up. Let me see if this is what I want. Yeah. We're in a chilling Midwestern town where Halloween isn't just spooky, it's survival. Every year, teenage boys are starved, masked, and unleashed in a violent hunt to stop a supernatural creature called Sawtooth Jack from reaching the church before midnight. And right then, I got you, people. I got you. I put the hook in right there. When I read that shit off, I started reading it and y'all started listening to it. And there was a part of there's some of you out there, when I started reading that shit, you kind of like closed your eyes. And I was taking you for a little ride. You closed your eyes when I started reading that shit. Okay, I can see it. I can see it. Midwestern town, Halloween time of year, some supernatural shit. Church and midnight. And then I hit you with a Sawtooth Jack. Sawtooth Jack. And man, I got you right now. You're going, what? Your eyes are still closed. You're still picturing it. You were riding along with me, and then I hit you with the Sawtooth Jack. And you're kind of like, ooh, what is that? What could that be? And so now here we are. I've got you. I got your attention. And now we're about to dive into this thing. This movie kind of takes place Midwestern town in 1963. And I love the 60s. I'm a 70s baby. I was born in the 70s, Gen X. We're the best. But, I like that era when I watch movies and stuff like that. I like the 60s, the 50s, through the 90s. Even that way with like music. I love listening to music from 90s back. 90s, 80s, 70s, 60s, 50s. I love that type of music. So I love that era through all those eras. After the 90s and 2000, everything went to shit. Everything went to shit. Music. Back in those days, you take back in like the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, the way people dressed and shit like that. Some of it was kind of cool, and the music was good, everything. Great times. Then after the 2000s, it all went to shit. That was like a commercial detour. But whatever. We're back into this thing. We're in a Midwestern town. A little plot behind it. Every Halloween, we got some teenage boys. They have to go out and hunt and kill some creature called Sawtooth Jack before midnight. And kind of the way it is like the winner of this basically gets out of town. It's like it's a winner every year. And a group of teenage boys, they get cut loose. They track down this, good old Sawtooth, and they got to, get rid of him before midnight, and then they could possibly win, get out of town type thing. That's kind of like, this one. I got to pull this up because I want to kind of get it right. I say kind of get it right because, oh yeah. Dark Harvest. It was directed by David Slade. Written by Michael. I can't pronounce his last name. I'll fuck that all up. But some of our characters in this thing. I will say this when I started watching it. To me, this whole movie was shot very well. The way everything looked, it wasn't, there's certain things that jump out to me when I watch a movie that kind of either irk me or type things. This one really didn't to me. It was everything, the look wise of it to me was good. You know, I'm not going to talk about that shit anymore. Everybody grab your drinks real quick, take a quick sip, quick break, a quick puff, whatever you need to fucking do, people. So when the movie starts off, it kind of it gets my attention. It is kind of telling a little story. It kind of gets me into it, and I'm like, okay, this is okay. I'm feeling this. I'm liking where it's going. I like the look of it. I like that it's based in the '60s. You know, um, you got a lot of and and this thing when it says it kind of takes place in like a northwest of Midwestern town. When I think Midwest, because of where I live now, I'm in the Nebraska is where I'm at. So I understand the Midwest thing. And, you know, and because I definitely see it because this movie's got some like you realize it's like this town, bunch of cornfields, stuff like that. It try to give it try to put gives you this like this is a small one of those little small towns. Everybody knows everybody. Everybody's in everybody's business type towns is what it seems like. And so here we are in the 60s. You know, we got, you got the like the the movie Grease, John Travolta and all of them. The little back in the day, you had your little greasers, the ones that had like the little, hair all slicked back, got the jackets with the names on the back, call it, like the T-birds from the fucking, Grease and stuff like that. And so that's why they, someone kind of dressed like it had like when the Lost Boys, stay golden, pony boy, you know, the Outsiders. That's what it was. Was it Outsiders? I think it was the Outsiders. It's okay. I believe it is the Outsiders. Ralph Macchio. Awesome movie. Stay golden, pony boy. And it kind of puts that same kind of lookout vibe to it. It went. I liked. Oh my God. I don't listen, family. On this show, we tell everybody to go watch any movie we bring up or talk about here. I never get on here and say don't watch it. I'm telling you, watch the movie. Um, this movie had me for probably about the first half of it. The storyline was good. I like where it was going. Basically, quick little here we go. It gives you in the beginning, it kind of gives you the little story. He's like reading it, talking to you. He basically, and then it kind of goes back and it gives you like 1963. It kind of gives you what he was talking about, and then it kind of visually gives it to you. You get to see that, it's Halloween. Apparently, it was a few days before Halloween or some shit. And you're seeing this kid just kind of out in the middle of the street. And he's got like a crowbar. He's got like a little Halloween mask, the old school Halloween mask. I know we had them growing up where it was like, that little mask, little white string around it, slap it over your head, and that's what this in the beginning the kid has that. I don't know if it's supposed to have been like JFK or whatever. He was in like a suit and tie type shit. And he's out there with a fucking crowbar in the middle of the street. And he's kind of looking around. And, you see like cornfields on both sides. There's some other kids out there running around, and I'm just thinking when I see it, like, oh, it is trick or treating. But then all of a sudden, you're thinking like, okay, these little fuckers are out just running it out into the fields in the middle of nowhere. Like, this ain't Halloween. This, I was thinking like, it's Halloween. We should be trick or treating right now. Going to get little Reese cups. I do love some Reese cups. But we're back on it right now. So, lost my train of thought right there. The Reese's distracted me. Okay. Kids running out to the cornfields. And I'm wondering, like, this isn't trick or treating. So then you're seeing this kid in the street and he's kind of looking around. And all of a sudden you realize some shit ain't right. Like, this kid starts swinging the crowbar. He pisses his fucking pants. And like, and then all of a sudden you hear him kind of scream. And then we get like, Dark Harvest across the screen. And then we kind of get into it. But then when I see this shit go down, these kids are like running through a cornfield chasing something. And then the next thing you know, the kid that was there in the beginning is like on fire. Next thing you know, we're at the church. And it looks like you can see the church, and there's a bunch of kids around it. And whatever this thing is, this one kid comes up with a fucking like bat or whatever and starts fucking smashing him. And he, I don't remember the names, right offhand, people. Let me see if I can look at the names and see if I recognize them. There was, I think this kid's name was fucking Jimmy or some shit. But the main kid, you'll see it if you'll see it. Main kid, he's swinging the bat, and this is like teenage kid. Dude's got a little Letterman jacket type shit on. You tell you like the little football players had a Letterman jacket. So he's like beating the shit out of this thing, and then next thing you know, he's like eating from this thing that he fucking hit with the bat, and then you come to realize it looks like candy that he's eating. And they are yelling like, he's the winner type shit. And then next thing you know, bam, the kid's up there with his family, dad, mom, his brother, and he's getting a check for like $25,000. And then he's getting a key to a brand new Corvette. And it was like, okay, he beat this thing or whatever the game was. They call it the run. That's what they call it, the run. And so he apparently won the run. And he is awarded a new house. His family gets a new house, some money, and then a new Corvette. And he kind of goes when the ceremony's in. He's out there getting his picture with a fucking check. Mommy, daddy's happy. He kind of, hugs his brother because apparently he's about to take off. And it was like, okay, winning the game means you get a ticket out of town. Why do you need to win a game to get a ticket out of town? I asked myself when I'm seeing this. And so I was like, okay, hold on 1 second. Whew. I thought I forgot to hit record there for a minute. Now, lost my spot again. Let me get my Jack Daniels. Okay. So down in front of the church, kid beats this kid. Beats the little thing, whatever it was, you never see it. Next thing you know, he's got a damn check and the keys to a Corvette, getting in his car, taking off. Before he leaves, little brother's like, take me with you. Brother's like, I can't do that. And he kind of hugs him, and I think he calls him Baby B or some shit like that. When I heard it, when I seen it, I was like, he was like, I forget exactly how he worded it, but it was kind of along the lines of like, I miss you, baby B. And then as soon as he said that, the way he looked with he had that the 60s, man. As soon as he said it, the first thing that went through my fucking head was like, stay golden, pony boy. And so, cause he was just like, hey, baby B. And he was like, stay golden, pony boy. And so then like the brother leaves, goes outside of the building, gets in this little brand new Corvette and yells some shit about there's no stop signs on the blacktop and takes off driving in his vet. And then just shows him driving out of town. Then we get a bam 1 year later. 1 year later. And so kind of where this thing, you kind of start seeing that this town is apparently fucking cursed. It's got a curse on it. Every year, this Sawtooth Jack, come on. Every year, Sawtooth Jack comes to town. And if he isn't killed, the town suffers. I kind of picked up on it. Like, out in the Midwest, man, they're big on the crops, the corn, stuff like that. And so I kind of took it as like, okay, if they don't kill this thing, then maybe their crops are going to be bad. Maybe there's going to be tornadoes all fucking year, wiping your shit out type thing. So I'm like, okay, here we go. That's the thing. They got to kill Sawtooth Jack to keep the town plentiful. Because every time they do, business is good. The corns are growing, making money. Everybody in the little small ass town is happy. And then it starts. This is what we're doing now. We're right here, New Year. We got a group of kids, and it almost seems like it. I don't know if there's an age, or if it's just like, you know, back in the, like, you grab your fucking firstborn and he's got to go fight to kill this thing. I don't really know. I didn't know how it worked, but it was all boys. Girls weren't allowed to do it. But yeah, the whole gist of this thing is they have to kill Sawtooth Jack before midnight, before he enters the church. And I know some of you are sitting there right now probably asking the same fucking thing I was asking when I'm watching. You're probably sitting there going, hey, but how? Why? You're not going to get the answer to that, people. You know, because I was wondering that. Like, kind of like, why does the town have to kill it before midnight? I don't know who made that deal with the fucking devil to be like, we're going to turn old Sawtooth Jack loose every year, and you have to kill him before midnight or your crops won't grow. That's kind of the thing. And I was like, okay. And even up till now, I'm with it, man. It's good. I'm not bored with it. And you come to find, you know, as it kind of starts, you know, explaining the way this process works. Apparently they have to, like I said, kill this thing every year before midnight. I think it's like on Halloween night or some shit, but they got to do it before midnight before it goes into church. I don't know why I can't go into church. I don't know why that is an issue. Like, going into the church, is that like the finish line almost for fucking Sawtooth? So, and then I started getting, hold on one second. You come to find out that the town depends on these kids every year, because if the kids aren't doing this, then this person, thing, or whatever it is, gets to the church, and you're going to have a bad summer, bad crop season, tornadoes and shit, I guess. So what goes into it is apparently they lock the kids in their rooms 3 days prior to Halloween Eve or whatever it is. They lock them in the rooms. No food, no water, no mommy contact, no nothing. And the town, this is the plan. They lock these select group of boys, no girls, select group. And then they 3 days before, they lock them all in their rooms. Their thinking is, we're going to starve you for 3 days, no water, no nothing, no contact, and locked in your room. And then when we open that door, when it's time to go after Mr. Sawtooth, y'all gonna be fucking foaming at the gums, waiting to get out there and kill this thing, and ready to do what you need to do because you're fucking hungry. That made no sense to me. Let somebody sit around in a room one day and go 3 days with no food, no water, no nothing. Let's just see how much fucking energy you got in you. But in this thing, the longer they go, they are fucking just hyperactive. They're fucking just, you know, beating on the door, wanting just anything, glass of water, a piece of bread, just, I'm fucking starving type shit. And it was just they just looked so, it made them look so fucking like pussies, is what it made all these boys look like, which was complete opposite from the year before. When the movie started off, it kind of showed you these kids was out to kill this fucking Sawtooth Jack. They were wanting to kill it. They were going to kill it. They were hyped up for it. And then all of a sudden, bam, a year later, it's like they're not. you know, they get these kids 3 days, whatever. They're in the room screaming, beating on the walls, throwing furniture. Probably typical like a lot of today's generation of kids. Just fucking just one little thing just sends them over the fucking edge. They can't fucking handle anything. You know, pressure, at least a little bit of like, oh God, you know, and that's why they're in this room for 3 days. And they have all this energy. They're screaming, I'm so hungry. I blah 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 blah. You know, and then once fucking Sawtooth is there, they unlock the doors, they let all the boys out, and then they get to go after this thing. And at this point, it took me it went to shit is what it fucking did. It went to shit. Because you know, at this point I'm along for it. I'm having fun. It's a good, you know, but then I started with it started getting real. Once it was time for these fucking kids to go after Sawtooth, it just went like nosedive, like fucking 9/11. That bit just nosedived. And I was like, the rest of the movie, I caught myself going for my phone. Hold on. Gentleman Jack break. I caught myself going toward my phone. And anytime I say when I watch a movie, if a movie lets to where I grab my phone just to, because a random thought popped up in my head, and then that random thought was bigger and stronger than what I was watching on the fucking TV. And so then I grabbed my phone. And that's what happened with this one. About all this, I went for my phone. I was like, what are we doing? I started, once they cut the kids loose, and these kids go running out there like bat out of hell, like they're going after this Sawtooth Jack. But then it was kind of like, here's where my mind starts thinking, people. We could have saved that whole last 30 to 40 minutes of that fucking movie, because we know right now, family, sitting around this table, if we knew we had to take down Sawtooth Jack, we know, because we know by midnight we have to stop him getting into the church. There's only one church in this little fucking bumfuck middle of nowhere town. One church, people. We know we can't let Sawtooth inside the church. Can't do it. Got to keep him out. But we know we have to kill him before midnight. So here's the thing. Mr. Sawtooth Jack knows when he arises and it's time for him to go do whatever the fuck he was supposed to do. We know, get to the church. Okay, guy, like we're going to cut you loose. You got to get to the church. And then if you get to the church, we're going to fuck this town up for a year with bad fucking weather. So we as a group right now, family, we know the church, midnight, Sawtooth Jack, Sawtooth, he's coming to the church. We know what his goal is. We know what his end goal is, the church. Now, I'm not the smartest guy out there. But we know we got to get to the church. Why not, people? Let's just surround the fucking church. Let's just go out there and be like, hey, we know that little fucker's coming this way. Let's go to the church. We just wait around there till he fucking shows up. Then we handle business. That's, bam. Too easy. No, 3 days after fucking holding the kids up in the rooms, which they would have been so sucked to energy anyway, but yet they're fucking foaming at the mouth, ready to go. They open the doors, bam, go after Sawtooth Jack. Here's a big group of people, bunch of teenagers. But then they're just They're just out there. They turn them loose and they're running around. And I'm like, what's what are we doing? It's like, because here's the thing. Whoever wins the run, like in the beginning, in their minds, they're getting out of town. Because the way it's set up in this little town, they got the good side of town and the bad side of town. The bad side of town is kind of run down looking, suppose. It's supposed to be like the, east side, west side, whichever one's got the best one. And so, and then there's a good side of town because you'll kind of see it in some of they show you like some of the houses, like the not so good part of town have, and then like the big side of town. So if the winner of this basically wins the run, they give that family, they move them up. It's like the Jeffersons moving on up. Beans don't fry on the grill. And that's what these families are doing. They're moving up. They get out of this side of the town with the rundown houses and not so great living. They move you up here to the good side of town. That's the prize. Family gets like the family gets a new house, move to the good side of town. Daddy gets a new fucking Cadillac. The son that wins gets a Corvette, and he gets to get out of town. Which tells me like why, like apparently they are stuck in this fucking town. You can't leave. The only way you leave this town is if you win the run and you get your new Corvette and you get out of Dodge. That's the thing behind it. And so, in this movie, we're going to have we get the rebel, who was the little brother of the dude in the beginning. The brother wins the Corvette in the beginning, takes off, heads out of town. He's off to big and better things. Nothing but the taillights. Fuck that little shitty ass town I just left. I got a new Corvette, $25,000. You can all fucking kiss my ass. I'm out of here. And that's kind of like, and the brothers kind of, well, you find out he's upset. The main character in this, once again, I didn't rattle off a bunch of fucking names. Hold on, let me see. Richie. Richie is what like our main dude in this one. Richie is the rebellious one. His brother won the contest the year before. Brother took off to do his own thing. Ain't really heard shit from him. And now little brother's kind of, brother takes a complete turn. In the beginning, little brother Richie's kind of like sweet and innocent looking, kind of run down-ish kind of look. Then a year later, after Big Brother won the fucking car and left you, now he's kind of like got a little gang, got this little crew with him. And Richie's kind of like got the hair all fixed back, got him like a little jean jacket. Now he thinks he's fucking Billy fucking badass, which you ain't, Richie, because you'll see there several times where Richie a little bitch in the early on. So the town's waiting for these boys to kill this thing before midnight. Like I said, we could have all just went over to the front steps of the church building and waited till Mr. Sawtooth showed the fuck up. Bam, we kill him. And then we get a new year of making money. Crops are good. But then we get our kid Richie. He's the one who wants to be like, oh man, wants to be a little rebel. He wants to go out there and do his thing. He wants to plant his flag on like, I can do this. I can win the run. I can get the fuck out of town. And it's like that's all their goals is to get out of this town because they're stuck. They can't get out. And so it goes into basically Richie he wants to win. He wants to get out of town. He gets him a little girl in here. She wants to leave town. Some of the parts in it, like when I really it started losing me. Like there's a part where Richie and his girl, Kelly, they're both trying to kill Sawtooth. There's a part where they steal a police car. I think when they steal a police car, are they going to try to just get out of Dodge? Like maybe they can get out of town? But no, they steal a police car and do nothing with it. You see them sitting on the side of the road at one point, just talking, getting to know each other. While all the shit's going down in this fucking town, Sawtooth's out there, you know, kids are dying. And it was just, I'm kind of like, oh, why are we just sitting on the side of the road? Are we going to leave? We're going to do something? And it just, man, it really lost me. Once they cut them kids loose out of their rooms and the whole thing started trying to kill this fucking Sawtooth Jack. And that's kind of what the rest of it is. They, you know, these kids are locked up for 3 days. They got to go out there. They got to kill Sawtooth Jack, or the town has a bad year. Kind of the whole gist of it, in my opinion. Hold on, grab your drinks. Gentleman Jack break. Thank you very much. So, I do spoilers on this thing. On all movies. I tell you all the time I do spoilers. So I've spoiled some of this. There's twist in this. Okay. And I'm not going to spoil that. You know, I the storyline to me just nosedived after that last quarter of it, maybe. And that's just me. Listen, I can't write movies, people. I can't make movies. I'm not that fucking smart. So this is just me, plain Jane type guy. That just, I'm not in depth. I don't, you know, I can't do what movie people do. So, but yeah, I didn't. It just, man, it kind of lost me, and I didn't. It didn't get me back because they fucked the ending of this thing was just shit, in my opinion. I felt like it was rushed. I felt like they got to a point like, holy shit, we need to wrap this thing up, and we gotta wind it down. And I feel like it just, I didn't. It definitely, I didn't like the ending. One thing I will say about this movie, to me, that was awesome. Has some really good kills. It has some really good scenes to where somebody's getting fucking cut in half or have their fucking head cut off or an axe through their head. And I will say this, there was no cutaway shit. And I definitely appreciate the hell out of that. You know, when you gave us the head getting cut in half, it was a quick close up of it. You got to see it when there was an axe thrown through a head. You know, the blood was fucking awesome. The killing was awesome. I think all that was done very well. Huge fan of it. But it just kind of, I feel like the ending was rushed on it. So I felt some of the kids, man, it was so crazy from like a year prior to now 1 year later. And when it's time to take care of Sawtooth, you literally got kids running around like just scared shitless. But the year before, they're all like, you know, we're chasing after this fucking thing. We want to kill it. But now 1 year later, you got kids running back to the mama's door and beating on the door like, Mama, I don't want to do it. Let me in. And Mama's like, no, you need to get us moved up on the upper side of town. You out there, you need to get us out of these houses and get us into the Jeffersons, moving on up side of town. And it made the whole town thing feel confusing because it was like, you know, how big is this town? It seems small. But yet we got a whole side of it that's like supposed to be the bad side of town. Then we got a side over here where it's like the, you know, nice houses and little cul-de-sacs and the whole fucking 9 yards, you know, new Cadillacs in the yard. But then on the other side of town, there's these like houses that are just like a square, put 4 walls up, call it a house type shit. That's the way they kind of look. And there was times when they showed the town because it looks like they make it look like there's a one road out of that town, in and out, one road. And then there's times where it shows that and it's like you see, it makes the town look huge. like you see like buildings all lit up when it would show the camera from the road out to the town. It looked so big, and it looked like a. And I'm saying, how big is this town? Because there's parts where kids are running from one house to another, and it seems really close. So I don't really know. I don't really know what I just know you wanted to be up there on the George Jefferson side of town, and that's what these parents were like that with these kids. They were willing to like, hey, son, go out there, kill this dude so we can pack our shit and move up onto the better side of town, and luckily, if the son wins, he gets the money, and then he gets the car keys to a new Corvette and gets to leave town. Now, I never know why they can't leave town. It's like they stop them. There's parts in this where they talk about a set of parents trying to get out of town. Apparently, they can't get out of town. I don't know why they can't get out of town. Why can't they leave town? Let my people go. Why can't they leave town? But they can't. Kids can't. Parents can't. They fucking stuck. I don't know what kind of cult shit this is going on here in this little town. Something's up, people. Something don't smell right. So you get that's kind of the gist of this thing. It really interesting in the beginning. My attention's there. You're giving. I'm like, okay, what's going on with this? And then it just it gets to a point. It was like going like I'm really into it. I'm getting it, and all of a sudden it just I felt rushed, man. That like the last quarter of it, I was like, man. As much as I enjoyed the good killing, the good blood, that stuff, all that it was done very well. And acting in this acting was good. I feel like some of the writing made them come across as not good, but that's just they do what they got to do. It there was parts of this where I had flash. I don't know if I'm an older generation, but we had a movie called Cry Baby with Johnny Depp. And every time old boy Richie would have a couple times in this where he started crying, and it'd show it just right. You see that tear running down, and in my mind, every time I see it, I'd be like, cry baby, Johnny Depp. It kind of gave me that type of vibe. It kind of gave me the man. I just had that name in my brain, and I forgot it. But there was another when I was watching. There's little movies that pop into my brain when I'm watching it. So it was kind of like when, yeah, we're moving on from that. I almost forgot what I was talking about. So when I got it the whole last quarter of it, I felt myself getting mad watching it. Because every time somebody would say a certain thing, do a certain thing, I'm like, why what is this? The ending was really disappointing to me. Because it just left me going. I don't want to spoil the ending of it. I want you all to go watch this movie. Go watch it. It's free on Tubi, people. But it just I'm watching it and I'm talking to the fucking screen, like asking it questions or being like, what is why? But hey, it's horror. And I love watching horror, family. I like talking about it. But I gotta say this about this one, family. It didn't make I went in there looking for that that one movie that I gotta have every year at this certain time of the year, and I went into it and that's it didn't happen. Far, far from it. It was I watched it, but and around here, family, how we rate them: fuck it, marry it, or kill it. And the kill is the sea donkey. That's that one you hooked up with. You did it. but you ain't proud of it. You don't want to think about it again. You're not going to go back to it. You hope you never bump into it on a street corner again. And that's what we're doing here, family. It just kill for me. It will not make my Halloween playlist of movies I like to watch this time of year. Didn't make it. It just felt rushed at the end. Felt like they were just trying to let's get this thing to the end. And I don't know. It just wasn't, it didn't do it for me. That's why we killing it. But, like I tell you every week, people go watch the movie. I just like to talk shit and have fun. I don't tell you to not watch a movie. Go watch it, make your own opinions of it. And like I said, it's horror. We get I just enjoy watching. And I enjoy getting on here, hanging out with the family, drinking a little drink, smoking a little smoke, having a good time. That's what we're here for. I appreciate y'all, family. Appreciate the faithful, the few, the fucking freaks. We love you. Appreciate you hanging out with us for another week. And yeah, go follow along with us. We do have a Facebook. We're on YouTube, video version. Leave comments. Ask me questions. Nothing's off limits for me, people. Yeah, leave us a review. Recommend movies to watch. We're friendly. We're assholes, but we're friendly. But yeah. Go watch the movie. Free on Tubi, people. Dark Harvest 2023. Let me know what you think in the comments. Email me, frightflickfmk@gmail. The next 2 weeks, I kind of know what's, lined up to go. I'll post on the Facebook or Instagram, whatever, but a couple lined up. But this was my Halloween for the month movie. Halloweeny movie. But yeah, this one just missed it for me, family. We are killing Dark Harvest 2023. But you all go have a great weekend. You all know what to do, family. I need you all to reach over there, and I need you to grab your drinks. I need you to pick up your shit, put your chairs away, and y'all get the fuck out of here.
What's your favorite scary movie?
We have such sights to show you.
Ah! Monsters!
All you have left is my desire.
My name is Frankenstein!
That man's got nards.
Oh, no tears, please. It's a waste of good suffering.
See this? This is my boomstick.
I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice community. This mess.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
It's alive, alive. It's alive.
Here's Johnny.
I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash your brains.
There are certain rules that one must abide by in order to successfully survive a horror.
Welcome to the debauchery.